Look, I pull up like I'm JJ as a blue devil. I can't jump, but that don't mean that you hoop better. Whoever you think you are, you are. And I'm the can of paint at the foot of graffiti yard. I'll feed the sharks if they want the smoke. I'll be the spark in the tiki bar. Tell me to catch, is it a PPR? Man, I've been doing this since AAU, the same way too. My foot on the gas until it zoom in my prime. Deliver on the same day too. Since 96, I'm the opposite of Treyway dudes. There's a lane that I gotta go and lay claim to. For millennials with EPMD in they room. Everybody's always giving me a reason to lose, and I respond with 401 Ks and leave it to you to tell you something that I already know. It's call it and go, to leave about it all on the flow, cause we all gonna go. Life's about you filling the void, but you were courtside, stuck on your phone. You missed the point, I'm just venting from the gills of a big fish in a small pond. With broad shoulders, this small world could fall on. Is when it's all gone, remember this. All sunk ships begin with a Kylie Jenner kit. And all that shit come and go like Amber Rose. Will I ever fold all in? Hell no, drive slow. I'm not talking about mellow and in the post. I'm talking about the flow. Now mistake, or should I go? I look at rap like a game and I start twitching. You leave your hand down and I'll swish it, it's no different. Skinny kid from Canarsie, they wouldn't stop me. I had to put my name on the ball with a dog Sharpie. I dribbled till it faded, I stopped going to parties. Now defenders stand still as a Barbie. You can't guard me. Yeah. It's moody. L.I. on the rise.
Welcome to L.I. on the Rise. It's all about people who are chasing their dreams, chasing success, and people who are on the rise. If you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do. And for all those who are subscribed, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the talent we got out here. I'm C. Matteo.
And as always, it's your boy Al Shep.
And today we are joined by an artist that you have to see live. Please introduce yourself to the people.
What's up, guys? I go by the name of Nick Moody. I'm from Long Island. I'm a hip-hop artist. And, I'm all about pushing some substance and a purpose to this music shit, man. So
Facts.
Welcome. And we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Of course.
We're doing great, man.
Big fucking facts. As the new wave kids would say.
Big facts.
The spelling Nick Moody, Nick, N-I-K. There's no C.
No C,
And
because I'm not corporate at all.
And there's a couple other reasons too, right?
Yeah, I come up with a lot of them. Yeah, no C, because I'm not a Chicago Cubs fan. No C.
No C. Fuck the C.
Yeah, we don't need it.
No,
we don't
absolutely.
need it. It's unnecessary. But yeah, it's no C, N-I-K, Moody. It's all one word, all lowercase, because of E.E. Cummings, my favorite poet. One of my favorite poets, I should say. And, we're switching up the punctuation in this bitch.
Now, I have had the pleasure of seeing you live.
It's a pleasure.
Great job, by the way. I was very blown away. And one thing that really stood out to me is your crowd reactions, man. You get some sick crowd reactions, and it won't even be like your song ends and then everyone's going crazy. It will be within the song. What is that feeling you get when you're on stage and people are reacting to your lyrics like this? How does that feel?
It's the shit that keeps me going. It's a lot of ups and downs in this music shit, and when you get to be on stage and people react that way, I think that's what it's all about. I mean, hip-hop at the end of the day is just an energy, and when people can give that to you, you try to give it right back to them, you know what I mean, and get more intense. And I think the reason why I get those reactions, I'd like to think it's because I speak from a place that's real, and I think hopefully they connect with that because they know it's coming from my soul when I make music. And you know, those reactions show. You know, we've had people pass out during my shows. This is not a thing. People will blame the weed cookie. I don't know.
Shout out Weed Cookie.
Shout out Weed Cookie.
So your performances are phenomenal. For people who that are listening, do you have any advice to put on a killer performance? Any tips?
Well, we actually spoke about it the other day. Bomb. Got a bomb. I had a poetry teacher back when I used to do slam poetry have us go on stage and do a different persona and bomb almost on purpose. And you do that once, you see how bad that feels, and the next time you go up there, you're a little bit more confident because you know, first of all, it's never going to be as bad as that time that I did it on purpose. And, you know, it's a little bit more comfortable, and then you just keep doing it, and that's the thing. You just got to keep getting up there, and you get more and more comfortable each time. And, like, it's been like 3 weeks since I've been on stage, and I'm like, I got to get back up there. Because, yeah, not even that, it's just when I'm up there a lot, consistently, it shows. And the people who come to a lot of my shows know. They'll be like, oh, wow, that show I did at So Far back in February, I remember my mom has only been to a few of my shows because, you know, she can't only come to so many rap shows. She came to me, she said, you looked comfortable. And I was like, you know, that's the best compliment I can get, you know, just being up there and being just okay in that environment, you know what I mean? Not worrying about anything, you know? So.
No, talking about, like, your stage presence, and, like, I noticed, too, when I went and seen you live, it's, like, this lyrical demon of sorts on stage. And now I sit across from a guy who's seems a little quiet, humble, very respectable person. And then when you go on stage, it's like the monster is released. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you take over a room. A show that isn't even your show sometimes, it kind of turns into your show because everybody's like, holy Christ. So how are you able to do that, bridge that gap of, like, your personality, so to speak?
Shit. First thing that came to my mind is something my ex-girlfriend told me, is because she used to always tell me I'm a cusp baby. I don't know if you guys are into the horoscope at all. But I was born at 11:15 on March 20th. So 15 minutes later, I would have been an Aries, but I'm technically a Pisces. So it's like I have characteristics of both, which is what factors into my logo with the peace sign and the middle finger. It factors into my tattoos that say my gift, my curse. I feel a lot of that duality a lot of the time. And I feel like when I'm on stage, all the shit that I bottle up, because naturally I'm rather quiet, I'm rather reserved most of the time, unless I'm comfortable with people. And the things that I experience, the things that I don't like, the things that I keep in come out in the music, and the stage becomes my outlet, you know? And no matter what happens with that shit, with this rap shit, I know that I'm always going to want to perform because it's cathartic for me. So I think that shows in the performances. Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, people smoke weed, you perform. You know, it's like you're high in a sense, you know what I mean?
For real.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. For getting up there is as good a vice as I could ever think of, you know?
That's awesome, dude. Hell yeah.
So.
Fucking A, man. That touched my heart a little bit.
We're getting emotional too soon, guys.
Dude, come on, we're 5 minutes into this. Let me wipe that.
I want to give a shout out to your merch.
Hey now. Take it easy.
Got dad hats in the building.
Take it easy. I'm not even wearing the merch right now.
Shout out to you though for the merch, man. That was awesome.
Man. Shout out to Long Island on the rise. You guys are doing big things out here.
We appreciate you, brother. Absolutely. Man.
So if someone's interested in copping a shirt or copping one of the hats, where could they go? First
off, it's at the shows. You want to come to the show, I always have merch on me. But I'm working on now trying to get an online link up so I can get, you know, more people easier access to shirts.
So online store coming soon.
Yeah, because nobody ever has fucking cash, man. Nobody has cash. It's like, oh, can I Venmo you? And then we're at a show. It's dark. I'm trying to get people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard.
One of them cube things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Swipe that shit.
Yeah, that'd be sick, man.
That'd be official.
I'd fucking buy one, dude. I have a plastic card on me. That's my source of money all the time. It's wild.
I work at a restaurant, so I always have cash, luckily. But
that works.
Most people have credit cards. So, yeah.
Since we're talking about your merch, I think the design is sick. I really like skeletons and stuff. Yeah. I just think it's cool. For those who don't know, can you explain the meaning of what you were going for this?
Right. Well, like I was saying with the duality before, the point of the logo was supposed to be somewhere between a peace sign and a middle finger is your fingers crossed. So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's somewhere in that gray area. That was the initial thing. So just kind of living in that gray area, embracing both emotions and not being afraid of either one of them, kind of thing. And then it kind of grew when a buddy of mine made me realize that, because he's always fucking telling me that I'm not as dark as I think I am. He always says, he goes, everything that you do comes off dark, but if you really listen to it, there's a positive message in it, usually. And he was like, even in your fucking logo, dude, he's like, you know, you have fingers crossed with a skeleton hand. Aren't you really saying that's hope until the very end, until you're in a ditch laying in the grave? You're still crossing your fingers, hoping for something better? And I was like, shit, dude, yeah. Yeah.
Wait, hold on again.
So
That was deep stuff, man.
That's good stuff.
that was unintentional.
So dealing with this duality, you were touching on the zodiac signs. Do you feel like you're more like your behavior? You feel like you're more of a Pisces or Aries? What do you think?
I don't know, man. I believe in the zodiac stuff, but like, I think there's a line. I think
don't
there's a
live
line.
by it.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not looking at my daily horoscope. That's a bunch of horse shit. But like, there has to be something to when you're born, but there's more to it. You know what I mean? Like, there's time, circumstance, what your where you live. Like, I grew up in Brooklyn, way different than somebody who grew up in Long Island. Like, moving to Long Island, for me, it's more than just the zodiac that I feel like I'm in between. Like, I feel like I'm in between a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up in Brooklyn, I moved to Long Island. Those are very different fucking places. Like, I played basketball, now I make music. Two very fucking different things. There's a bridge,
Yeah.
but
No, it's a sport versus music.
right,
Yeah,
it's different. So I always feel like I'm in the middle of everything. So yeah, I mean, the zodiac definitely factors into it. I'm probably more a Pisces for sure, just because I think I feel things a lot. But
Well, you know what? Actually, I thought we could take the time to figure it out because I have some Pisces traits.
oh
And
shit,
I just want to see.
damn, he's digging. All right.
I just want to see if they relate to you.
Hell yeah.
So I have a good characteristic. So creative.
Hopefully, then that
I mean,
should be.
it's
It
fucking-
should be. Yeah.
That's pretty glaring.
If it's not, I should quit right now.
Sensitive.
Maybe.
There's
You should
nothing wrong with
Do we
that.
have callers on this show? Let's call my ex-girlfriend. She'll answer that perfectly.
Non-confrontational.
No, that's where the Aries will take over. I'm definitely confrontational.
Okay.
If I have
okay.
a problem, I'll let you know.
Respect that.
Yeah.
I have the bad characteristics of a Pisces.
Okay. It's probably more. I'll be more willing to admit those.
All right. Easily depressed.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I feel you.
Indecisive.
Yeah, I just fucking told you, bro. I changed
Yeah.
my mind on the album fucking schedule every 2 seconds, man. Yes.
And the last characteristic is moody.
You did that on purpose.
Fuck. Yeah, there's enough people who look at me and judge me off my name immediately. Like, they think Nick Moody is like, you know, super emo, what have you. I don't know, you know, wearing black fingernails, you know what I'm saying? The whole nine. But I don't know. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as embracing emotion and trying to encourage people to do the same and use that full palette of emotion, not just fucking making that trap party record because you want to make that trap party record, or that sad, you know, Tentacion kind of vibe and trying to fit a vibe. Just fucking say what's on your mind, and if it, whatever emotion it is, it is.
Man, I'm in airplane mode. Cause when the waves crash, I can tell they wear fake phones. I've been sliding on the beat like I just scored a goal, and then they say there's something wrong with me. More than you know. I sit alone till the checks they send gon' be addressed to me. I'm from an island as long as the CBS receipt. So I know about catty bitches and happy living. But I also know beds where heads scratch the ceiling.
You got songs such as like Keepin' Score, your new one that just came out, Go Seek. I consider these very like lyrical, bar heavy songs. Now, you're somebody who does that with all your songs, and a lot of these people coming out nowadays, a lot of people who are doing it, don't necessarily follow that same line. Do you feel like the art of writing bars is like a dying art in a sense, and especially in the hip hop, you know, community?
It's definitely harder to get people's attention with anything. But yeah, it's tough. It's definitely it's harder to keep people entertained and focused, because I've done shows for those artists that you talk about that aren't really bringing you any kind of lyrical content and are just trying to have fun on stage, and it's hard. I've opened for them, and it's hard to get that crowd to listen to an acapella or a song like Go Seek, which is so driven off lyrical content.
You gotta listen.
Right.
You have to listen.
It's hard for people. They need to be distracted by something like 15 dudes on stage jumping around or cool hair color. You know what I mean? But, it's something that I have to figure out. I don't think that it's dying. I don't want to admit that it's dying. I'll say that.
Okay.
If it is, I'm not going to admit it because that means that my art is dying and I won't let it. So
I love that. Yeah.
I think things come full circle, and I think this genre or whatever you want to call it or style that's popping right now, I don't know if it's going to last.
It's not built to.
It's not built to. Half of these artists that you see coming out that pop are gone in a year and a half, 2 years. It's hard to maintain that level of consistency, and the people that do it are the people who bring content. So it's just about a matter of figuring out how to balance both, to make sure that you're entertaining to the people who don't want to listen and still bring the content to the people who do care.
Do you feel that they just keep coming out with the same thing with a different beat? Like there's no different, like when you drop something, and I'm going by experience just from listening to your music, I listen to one song and then I go to the next song and it's something extremely different about each song that brings me in. You know what I'm saying? Where it's not just a hard beat and someone going, yeah, what, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
all that bullshit.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is like, I don't get it. Like what is like the line on there? Like,
I don't know. It's an energy. Like I said, like it's hard to hate on that for me. Like we've spoke about this. Like it's hard for me to hate on it because if you go to one of those shows and you see everybody in the crowd turning the fuck up, I can't turn my back on it and be like, this is trash. But it's a different generation. It's like you looking at all these guys on the wall, right? Their drug of choice was not what the drug of choice is now. Their drugs of choice wanted to put them in a creative space, whatever it was, LSD, fucking cocaine. They're drinking alcohol, and that put them in a mindset to be creative. The new drugs are Xannies, perks, which is literally the opposite. You're supposed to be numb. Yeah. So how are you going to make music with feeling and emotion if you're numb? And the listeners they're on the same drugs. So
this is like a come to God moment for anybody. Okay. Like, holy shit, that put it in a perspective I've never put it in before.
I never put it in those words either, but I'm kind of realizing as I'm saying it, like, that's just what it is. And you know what I mean? That's going to go away too. They're just trends. They're all trends. So, I'm not ready to hang everything up and try to be like that. I mean, keeping score is as close as I'll get to that.
Yeah, and it
has
close.
the track, right?
You know what I'm saying?
I can't make a song without it having a purpose. I don't know how to, because I don't care about being a rapper. I don't give a shit about that. I want to be an artist. If I have to become a writer and step away from being a rapper and just write screenplays and write books or something like that, I'll do that. You know what I mean? Just to me, rap is the ultimate culmination of what I know. Being a basketball player, hip hop culture was everything. You know what I mean? And and then stepping into the game, going from poetry to rap, and using everything that I know. Rap is the best art form for me to express myself. But
well, I'm sorry I'm like beating this dead horse here, but like it kind of comes full circle. And now that I think about it, someone such as yourself, who you're one semester off your master's of English literature, and the content you bring out is, hey, maybe this guy does something with English literature. Where you listen to little, insert the rest of the name here, and you're just like, wow, that guy hasn't read a book since the 8th grade. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And my bad, I keep dragging you back into the fucking subject like this. But it's like when you have somebody here that's as talented as you are. Thank you. I need to hear your opinion on it. That's really what it is.
Just what?
Like the lyrical content. Like why? That's why I keep bringing it back up, because
it's hard for me to listen to some of that music.
Yeah.
Like I appreciate it in live form.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's different. Yeah.
But am I gonna wake up and play that song? What am I getting from it? You know what I mean? Like, you grow up with Big L and Pac and even Jay-Z, guys who are telling their story, and standing for something, you know what I mean? Whatever it is. And Kendrick, stand for something or die in the morning, high power. Like, I don't know what they're standing for. And that's why I can't fully get behind it, but I won't hate on it because I see the energy moving people.
There's a positive movement behind it in a sense. Yeah.
In a sense, but you see guys like J. Cole on the other end of the spectrum speaking on that song 1985, like where these guys go after, you know what I mean?
He even says stuff like that in this new song, Middle Child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's a perfect example. Middle child of what we're talking about, that middle ground where he feels like he grew up in two different generations. We're probably the same generation, me and Cole.
Yeah.
Where it's like I didn't have a cell phone till I was 14. Where these new kids have iPads at 6.
Yeah. My 5-year-old cousin was at home playing a Switch with headphones in.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's a different world. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we should let art die. It's just it's evolving and it'll eventually will come back and there'll be a renaissance of content, and it already is happening. You just don't hear them because you're drowned out by all the nonsense.
Yep. And
you just need a new one guy, I think, will do it to get that back. So he'll be the perfect balance of everything that people want and still bring content and open up the door for everybody else who's doing it that way. I hope, you can't.
Man, if it happens, I think we'll see it in our lifetime. So
yeah,
that's cool.
Exactly.
We just got to live through the bullshit. Right
exactly.
now.
Sift through it. We'll get there.
Trucking.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
I want to touch on your song "Go Seek." Dope song, by the way. I want everyone to pause the YouTube video right now and go to SoundCloud.com.
Should tell me to how.
Fuck that. We're putting it in the video.
There we go.
Put it in the fucking video, dude.
All right. So after this little segment, we'll roll that little clip.
Like, don't even. I don't want anybody to not click on it.
Yeah.
Force it down their throat. Period.
All right.
I'm sorry.
I was trying to get traffic to the SoundCloud, but fuck.
My bad. Go to his fucking SoundCloud.
Too late now.
I don't even promote the SoundCloud. It's got no views on there. I promote Spotify just because that's where.
We gotta eat,
people
right?
Are listening. People seem to really be listening on Spotify, where SoundCloud it's just background noise people put it on.
Right. I feel like the people who listen to SoundCloud are people who really are into music. Like your average day listener is not going to SoundCloud. They're playing Apple Music and Spotify.
So your song "Go Seek," there's a line in it. 90s baby, I feel like a wild thornberry. Were we watching the Wild Thornberries when we were little?
Of course. Yeah. Rocket Power, Hey Arnold.
Rocket Power, Hey Arnold.
That's the lineup right there.
Fucking monsters.
These young kids don't know nothing about that.
Doug.
Yeah.
If you watch Doug,
Of course.
Yeah.
Classic.
Those are the mains.
Yeah, those are the top 4 for sure. Maybe a little bit of what's that? Rocco's Modern Life thrown in, a little mixed in there.
Okay.
But yeah, those are the main ones.
It's funny that you mentioned top 4 because we're gonna segue into a little segment called the Core 4, and that's the 4 main questions I feel every rapper at any point in time needs to have the answers ready for.
Okay.
So, let's get right.
He seems pretty relaxed.
He's fucking confident,
one.
man. What? Who's your top 5?
We had this conversation, so it's got to be. You got to put Pac.
Okay. Is it specific order or no specific order?
No specific order. Jay-Z. I'm putting Kendrick in there.
Okay.
Eminem. And you gotta put Biggie in there. Just because of he didn't have a big database. What am I trying to say?
You're trying to say his discography isn't that big?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's only got the 2 albums, but those 2 albums are as impactful as any album you're gonna ever see. So
absolutely,
I think that's that's my solid 5 that you can't really stray away from. I have my favorites, but they're not popular opinions. So I'm going with
fuck that. I need to hear your favorites.
My favorites.
Yeah.
Atmosphere.
Okay.
It's a 10-letter word.
For anybody who can't read,
Discretion is the name of my cement feathered bird. That's my guy right there.
Shout out.
Yeah. Rhyme sayers. Kendrick, Cole, of my top. Chance is in there for mine, and
It's always the last one that gets people.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Andre 3000.
Wow, I fuck with that.
Yeah,
Nice.
I was thinking Big L, but I think Andre 3000.
Big L
Every time
doesn't-
he puts a verse on anything, I get so hyped.
Yeah.
He was on that James Blake album, murdered it.
That's awesome. Yeah, not too many people say Andre. He's fire. He's like a legend, but like a lesser known in a sense. Not like lesser known, but like lesser brought up in the legend
Because
conversation.
he chose to step out of the limelight.
And do the acting, and then he walked away and everything. Yeah, but awesome. Love those top fives. It was great. Now here's the real question: the real battle of the heads. Biggie or Pac?
Pac.
Little explanation on why, because that was fucking way too quick. You're not getting away with having to explain that, man.
I know I'm an East Coast dude, so that's probably not the popular answer, but
I think you're the first person on this show to ever say Pac.
get out of here,
Like,
really?
I'm not. Don't hold me to it. Either you're the first or the second.
Damn. The reason why I say Pac is because he was so his whole life he was so like exposed, and he wasn't afraid to be exposed. Like he was manic before we even used that word. Like up and down.
Yeah.
Like 1 minute he was all about peace and
told his
unity, and then next time he's trying to crack motherfuckers on their skulls. And he was a poet, man. He spoke things into existence for himself, and you saw it in that last album of To Pimp a Butterfly when he does the interview with him. Like just the way that he spoke, you know what I mean? He commanded, you know, a revolution almost. Like God knows what he would have done if he would have stayed alive. You know, a lot of people think, you know, if Biggie would have stayed alive, he might not have been as poppin' as he is considered right now. I don't know. Like he was dominant while he was alive, but I don't know if he has as much staying power as a guy like Pac, who stands for so much. But it's a tough question. But for me, you know, songs like Hail Mary, you know, those are
that's
they put rap in a different limelight. You know what I mean? Like there's such a stigma that goes along with hip hop that I have to deal with being a white dude and coming from a family that doesn't really listen to hip hop music. You know, they think rap is like, oh, they think of Biggie. You know what I mean? They think of Big Papa, and that's what they'll say. Like, oh, you make that rap music, going to those rap shows.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's part of rap. That's Biggie did way more than that. Don't fucking marginalize him like that, but fine.
Yeah.
But then you listen to guys like Pac, and that's where music crosses that threshold and be like, okay, I think I could see this now as more of an art form to me.
Yeah. It's like an author almost. In a
Right.
sense,
It's
you know?
exactly.
It's the best rap group of all time.
Rap group of all time.
Best of all time. Yeah.
Does Outkast count?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go Outkast.
Right
Those
on.
dungeons, those dungeon recordings, man. You ever see that documentary?
I've
Shit's
not.
crazy.
I've been
They
told three
recorded-
separate times to see that
They
documentary.
recorded some of those records in a basement with no fucking walls, no ventilation, dirt
Wow.
walls. Andre 3000's out there, fucking breathing in dust, rapping his ass off.
It's fucking GOAT, one of the GOATs.
Hell
right
yeah.
there.
Goody Mob came out of that dungeon too. I'm gonna go with them. Outkast.
I fucking love it. So speaking of like GOATs like Andre 3000, who in your opinion is the GOAT of hip hop? Who is the GOAT?
It's tough. It's
fucking
tough. I'm really torn
extremely
between two for me. I'm biased on one of them,
It's fine.
and not because of the reason you think. I think I'm gonna go, but it depends on your criteria. Like, does it matter like the impact they had in when they were popping? Because nobody to me had a bigger impact as a hip hop artist than Eminem.
Okay.
He took over the fucking whole world.
Yeah, he was on
With-
TRL every single day of the week.
The whole world he took over.
Yeah.
And to this day, he has outstreams everybody, and he doesn't even make great music
He has
anymore.
2 diamond albums.
I know.
The only person.
But has he lasted as long as a guy like Jay-Z? I don't know.
And here's the question. Yeah.
I don't know. Jay-Z is still making albums that are relevant.
Yeah, but did he peak at reasonable doubt? Is the question. You know what I mean? Because like the
I don't
content-
think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. But I'm going to say M because of just what he meant to me. My first concert was a Linkin Park concert, and they brought out Jay-Z at Madison Square Garden.
Oh man, fuck that.
Dun, dun, dun. That's how he came out.
And then like,
I fell in love with hip hop immediately.
Everybody
just put their diamonds up, allowing me to introduce myself. I was like, what the fuck is going on right here?
Yeah.
I saw Jay-Z and Beyonce in Italy this past year.
Wow.
In a fucking soccer stadium with 100,000 people. These are
Milan
moments
soccer
that you can't.
San Siro?
Huh?
Were you at San Siro?
No, it was in Rome.
Oh, so you're okay.
The soccer. I don't remember what it was.
Exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't know, but
that's awesome, man. That's fucking. Say
fucking
Jay-Z.
crazy.
Say Jay-Z.
I'm gonna go with them only because lyrically nobody's better than him.
So I just want to say, man, you are such a passionate artist. The music's really impressive. The lyrics, you put so much time to them, and it really shows. And I feel like you're one of those artists where your music can really just speak for itself. You don't got to do nothing more.
I fucking hope so. I hate this social media shit. So
well, yeah, social media, plays a part. But
Something you got to do.
You got to do it.
You got to do.
You got to do it.
You want to be big in this? You got to do it.
I know.
So when it comes to your supporters and the people that are following you, do you have anything that you want to let them know that maybe they couldn't tell by looking at your social media or listening to your music?
I had a conversation. Full disclosure, I've been super down about this shit like recently. I haven't been liking the numbers that came along with Go Seek that came out last week. But I had a conversation with somebody that saw me at So Far, and we became friendly. This girl, and she sent me a picture of wearing my hat and saying like, I believe in you, like all this stuff, and like that's the stuff that keeps me going. You know what I mean? Because this industry's tough. It's cutthroat. It's a lot of up and downs, and especially as an artist, you feel all that, man. You should feel all that, I should say, and sometimes you don't appreciate the fans that you do have, but I'm rocking with my 3,700 followers, and those people are following me, and like I appreciate it, man. Like those are the people that keep me going, because I know that they're real. I know I didn't buy them. I know they came from me performing in front of them, and that means something. Whether it means something to a record label or the fucking people from my hometown who like to shit on what I'm doing, doesn't really matter. It's about connecting with people at the end of the day, and you want to connect with enough people that you can make a living off of it. Yeah, sure, but that doesn't diminish the people that are there now. So it does mean a lot, definitely.
Awesome,
great, man.
That's and for anybody who didn't think he cared, he fucking cares. Like straight up, dude. Like you could feel the love and desire behind your music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I can appreciate that wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wish you the best luck on your journey, man.
Thank you,
and
guys.
I want to thank you for coming out and joining us, spending your time with us.
Yeah, thank you so much, man.
And
appreciate you guys.
Before we wrap things up, where can people follow you on your journey?
So it's Nick Moody 23. It's on Instagram, but it's NIK Moody, the number 23. You can also go to nickmoody.com or Apple Music. It's just Nick Moody, one word, NIK Moody. And that's it, man.
Check them out, people. The music is dope.
Fingers crossed, man.
Thank you for watching this episode of LI on the Rise.
Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button.
And comment who you would like to see next.